year. Can you just talk about how you guys can improve on what you did going to the World Series?
Just staying consistent throughout the year. Last year we had a little bit of an up and down through the middle of the season, and we're excited to come out here. We're excited to get after it, and as long as we stick to the process and stick to the plan, I feel like we're going to have an even better season than we did last year.
Last year you started off pitched well. This year you're going to focus mainly just as first baseman and DH. Does that give you more confidence knowing you can go out there and just focus on being a hitter?
I mean, it's a little bit of a different feeling. I've never really had to choose one or the other, and so I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm ready to do whatever I can to help this team.
Do the players pay attention to any of the rankings at all?
It's sort of nice to see them, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a bigger target that we have to embrace and take on.
How do you build off of what you accomplished last year as a freshman?
The past is the past. I mean, there's nothing that last year that I'm trying to, I want to do better than that this year. I want to do what I do this year and work to get better every single day and leave it to my work and the process that I go through to determine how I do as an individual and how I help the team.
Coach Schlossman said that you'll probably get a little bit more time in the field. How excited are you to be able to go on the field as well as hitting?
I'm excited. I love hitting, and obviously last year with my arm issues, DHing was exciting, but sometimes it gets a little boring whenever your team's out there on the field and you're sitting in there. So I'm excited to get out there. I'm excited to play some first base.
Being ranked so high in the polls, do you guys think about that? Is it a distraction, or do you just try to take it away from your mind?
I mean, we keep our blinders on. We're next pitch, next breath, next practice, next whatever we're doing that day at that time that's what we're focused on. We're not really focused on the big picture. As long as we can win the next pitch and win the next game, and the season will end up the way we want it to. So the ranking is for the fans.
Having made it so far last year, having reached that expectation, making that far again, is it tough to not look ahead?
Sometimes, but the coaching staff, along with Brian Kane, have done a great job of keeping us focused, and just throughout our time here for the guys that have been here for more than a semester, that we don't really think about it. It makes it a lot easier to focus on controlling what we can control and not worrying about something that won't happen for a while.
Your power numbers really picked up midway through the season. How do you continue to keep hitting for power while still getting on base and maintaining the average you had?
I plan on keeping my same approach, hitting the ball where it's pitched and taking advantage of misses. So.
What would you say are some things in your game personally weekend that you want to work on for the season starts?
All of them. It's you're always trying to get better at something. Obviously, this year, since I didn't play any first base last year and during the season, that's going to be a big focus. But that can't be the only thing I focus on. I have to work on all parts of my game. So I mean, I'm just taking everything one step at a time and trying to get better at that.
What knowledge can you take from pitching to playing defense at first?
None really at all from the pitching side. I mean, baseball is baseball. I've played it my whole life, and that's it.
Looking at the pitchers on your staff, who would be the hardest to bat against?
The hardest for me personally is probably Jared Janzak. His sinker slider combo is one that gets a lot of us most of the time. So.
Were you here when Holiday talked?
I was.
What do you think you walked away from that day when listening to what he had to say to you guys?
Ryan Holiday.
Yeah.
Just the main message that he had it tattooed on his arm. The ego is the enemy, and we can't let our ego get too big and or our heads get too big and come in thinking that we should be in this place and we didn't have to work for 8 years. So, and that's also something that we should work. That's normal, man.
big head or looking into all that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How superstitious would you say the team is, since baseball's kind of that sport that has a lot of it?
Some guys have some pregame superstitions or in-game, pre-at-bat, but we all have routines that we do every time to keep everything consistent to where we always have something to fall back to. Not so much superstitions as there are routines.
And Luken, do you feel like a veteran now on this team? I know last year was getting acclimated.
I mean, a lot of the older guys that were on the team last year, or the guys that were older than me, are still on this team. So it still sort of feels the same, but then with the younger guys, it's giving me and the other sophomores an opportunity to help along and teach and get these guys acclimated to the program like the older guys did for us last year.
Which of the newer players do you expect to have a big season?
All of them. I mean, I can't really tell you right now. It's not really my decision, and I can't tell you how they're going to play. But all of them have been doing really well in fall practice and so far in group work, and they're excited to watch. I'm excited to see how they do this year. Hopefully, they can do a lot to help us do it.
How hard is it to lose Michael last year, and how's it going to be different for the team coming into this season?
It was tough. I only had that one last year with him. Obviously, for a lot of the older guys like Evan Scoug and Mitchell Traver, it was a lot tougher on them because they really got to get to know him and his family and his story. But it was tough on all of us. It was something that obviously no one wishes that it would have happened. But it is what it is. And we're still praying for their family, and we're